Well, that was a really bad attempt at fading it out, wasn't it? Hello, everyone. We are back with more Ace Attorney. I believe it is asexual week, so, the Ace Attorney seems like the perfect fit tonight. Well, I mean, I faded it out, kind of, but then I stopped, and then I just hit the mute button by accident when I meant to slide it out all the way. That's why I was saying that. But yeah, so, hopefully this goes well. I finally put in the hack fix thing that makes the game run better. So hopefully we won't have any technical issues. All right, investigation part 3. What happened to part 2? Oh, wait, now I remember. It's fine. You heard mostly that. Gotcha. How's everyone doing tonight? We are picking up on day 2 of case 2 of the Great Ace Attorney 2. So it's like 222. And you know, that's pretty cool. If only I could have timed it to be on the 22nd, but you know, gas is what's going on. Yep, gas, gas, gas. I'm happy with that title. I hope it's relevant. It was relevant last time, so the happy Thurs. Oh, and 22nd February, they knew what they were doing. It's 2. Can't plan it better. Day 2 of case 2 of the Great Ace Attorney 2 takes place on the 22nd day of the second month. Like, so perfect. If only it was 2:22 p.m. But whatever. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Hey, CZ. Numerous 2s, yeah. Phew, we made it back in one piece. Just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the streets of London. You were very nearly flattened several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san. It really was. I was in awe of you. Oh, thank you. Me too, I don't know how to take a compliment at all. And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time. Yeah! Let's see if we can't find some new clues for court tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. What's up? Is everything alright? I suppose I still can't quite believe it, that's all. That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. Oh, it is noticeable. Okay, yeah, it's 60 frames a second now, which is, more. It's like twice what what it defaults to, so. Truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside. Yes, I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I have no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us. Oh, I can't wait, Fleur. Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you. Oh, she's so sweet. I love them both so much. They're so good. Today's trial. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand. I know. Not only that, but then finding out that he is actually a barefaced gas thief as well. Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Sozeki-san poisoning the thief. Careful of your phrasing, Susato-san. He didn't poison anything. And there's more to this Mr. Shamspear than we yet know. I'm sure of it. Mr. Shamspear certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first. What gave it away? What's become of him, actually? I was told that he'd be returning to the hospital ward where he was receiving treatment. Oh, which one is that? Let me see. Ah yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's, or Bart's as Londoners call it. We know the place, don't we? Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken. Ah yes, after Sozeki-san stabbed her in the back. Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone. Perhaps we both owe Sozeki-san an apology. St. Bart's. Yes, we should probably visit the hospital later. What next? So, we know that Sozeki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question, but as he isn't the culprit, then obviously... Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea. But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamsphere's body? I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shamsphere's room that will help solve the mystery. Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over the place already. It couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think. Definitely, and I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap. Well, we run into Inspector Gregson. We could ask him about that. Well, your favorite. Largo's favorite. Inspector Kazuma Asaki. The best friend I ever had. And a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. Oh, don't do the music! Stop! You can picture him now, looking so fierce and determined in court. And then... after the trial, that crazy idea he came up with. I'm gonna have to voice him, aren't I? As a stowaway? Yes, you can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know. Kazuma, won't you tell me why? Ain't nothing but a heartache? Why go to these lengths so I can accompany you to Great Britain? Well, ain't nothing but a mistake. It's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. That you really ought to go into law. Be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it, believe me. I guarantee it. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it. But I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, I can't force you, obviously. You'll have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world. The city at the forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes. No, that's true. I suppose so. If you were to become a lawyer, then one day... Isn't this... No, this isn't... Yeah, this is on the ship, so why are they talking about the stowaway plan on the ship? One day. One day what? Oh no. Never mind. Hmm? Naruto-san? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about Kazuma. Yes, he's forever in my thoughts too. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better, that was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right, but... Yes? I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. Oh dear. Naruto-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions? I mean this. This katana? I never expected to inherit the sword after Kazuma passed away, of course. No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it. When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Karuma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asagi clan. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. Something you have to do? Yes. I'd appreciate it, you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Oh, I love him. I miss him. What did he mean by something very important that I have to do? I'd hoped the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet, I have not found a single clue. I see. Alright. Well, let's out. Let's start with Miss Green. I feel like she's going to become relevant all of a sudden. Oh, I should have maybe gone to Sholmes's, actually. Oh, she's not here. What are you supposed to happen? Sounds like some sort of disturbance. Yes, I hear angry voices. Yes, I hear angry voices. Oh dear. Are they dating? Oh no, I have to voice Shamsphere again. God, why couldn't he be dead? Damn it. Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily thou art mistaken. Mistaken, my foot. You were looking at my painting. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed the poison that mustache villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady. I wish that you died from that poison, me too. God have mercy, ample lady, but thou seest I have vigour still. Behold my Shamsphere dance. Alright, not bad actually. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, This looks rather ominous, doesn't it? Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Shamsphere? Yeah. Ow. Oh god, that was a... I can't do that. Marry, I do believe I have returned unto another ward. He was looking, that's what he was doing, looking at my terrible work. Oh wait, no, she's supposed to be like super shy. Eastern fellow, so darkly clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you. But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? What is that thing, plastic? Wow, you straightened that thing up pretty fast. A non-exit. Ah, my lord. Mr. Shamsphere might technically be the victim in this case, but there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down. I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person. Miss Green, is everything alright? Yes. I mean, don't worry about me. I feel so bad for this person, this woman. She doesn't deserve any of this. They're about to stop charging me, so I must get ready to leave now. Oh, I see. We're delighted that you'll see me well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it. Bang. Look at all this. Oh, wait, what is this? Ah, looks like the occupied is, but do not permit to run around the hospital. The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so he or she is probably running around the hospital then. Oh dear, how worrying. What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. Yeah. I love this song too. This game has such a fantastic freaking soundtrack. So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green? I am. Thank you. I mean, the people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me. Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it? Oh, as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. It was when I finally woke up again yesterday. The whole business had been cleared up already. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no, I'm feeling very lucky really. I'll look back on this fondly. Really? Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged. Oh yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. No, not... Alright, no, leave. Okay, there we go. You actually have been in the ER when they forgot. Oh gosh. That's terrifying, honestly. Alright, I missed Sholmes this week, so let's see what's going on there. Hallie, Iris, are you home? B equals the sum of P squared V naught. V equals V naught minus sum. Sum of what? Oh, Bruno and Susie, hooray, you're back. Hello, Iris. Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am, and you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Ah, yeah. Well, I'm glad it was only 10 minutes. You couldn't have come at a better time. I've just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups. Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what's that foul smell? Aha! The Wanderers return at last. Where on earth have the pair of you been? We've been in court. Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case. That was today, wasn't it? Was it? Was it? I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Jones. Well, yesterday was yesterday, that is not today. I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. We managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least. Really? I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lord Van Zieks an acquaintance, Mr. Shaw? This is news to me. Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo. Not quite what I asked, but still. Mr. Sholmes, whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed, that's the scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science! Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Lord Van Zieks. Lord Barak Van Zieks. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts, sooner or later the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue being set upon by a highwayman. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. All seems a little far-fetched, really. Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit. For the time being, at least. That's not overly reassuring. If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zieks' own hand. As it happens, Miss Susato, that is quite impossible. Oh, why? Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi. Really? And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago. He vanished from the courts, never to appear to prosecute again. That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection, and really did end bitterly indeed. And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again. Oh, Bruno, I don't know if you're incredibly lucky, unlucky, or incredibly unlikable. I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. Well, I'm gonna change the subject to the phone. So, what is that indescribably foul smell? Oh, well, most probably this, I would say. What is that? My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention, a chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at the drop of some tea. Oh my. There are some unscrupulous scroats manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but it is in fact merely dried leaves of drab flavor. Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior. I'm glad that with all that is going on in the world, you have decided to take on tea forgery. So when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris! All right. At the ready, Harley. Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens? Turned black. It's turned completely black. And what a foul odor it's giving off. Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes, the more foul the old odor, the better the tea is. It would appear that this cup was of particularly fine Darjeeling. That's very ingenious. But what do you do with that black liquid now? Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it. Oh my god, you just wasted all that. There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes. Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam. Right. The point is, we're entering a new era of science. In the world of criminal investigation also. Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting times. I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Herlock-Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. Oh, I assure you it's quite based. This little tea incident indicant was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science? I suppose I should find out more about that. Alright, but back to Japanese people, with Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well as Miss Susato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zieks seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese. Indeed. It is an interesting observation. You know something about it, do you, Mr. Sholmes? It was about 10 years ago that Baroque Van Zieks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan. No! What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair. Oh, but... The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe. I want to hear so much more about that. So your T-test, is that an example of forensic science? Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is of high or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases, then. Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels there. I hadn't even heard of them until recently, which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course. Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes? There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I am researching is skin prints. Skin prints? A nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals object touched by whichever person is under investigation. Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes. As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black. Yeah, that'd be bad. I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues. That's the spirit, Runo. See you later. Yes, until later. No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us. You were? Yes, of course, you just said so a moment ago. You said we witnessed your forensic talents in action. Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later. In all likelihood, probably, maybe. Well, I might. Your commitment astounds me. I love this man. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly await your arrival. Bye-bye, Runo. Bye, Susie. God, I love them. Alright, Shammy. Sup, Greggy? Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson. What are you doing here? Oh, well, we were hoping to have another to have another look around, actually. The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Yeah, I know the score. Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap in the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With the tea in it? Yeah, we found it alright. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said. I knew it. With the identification section at the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today. That's wonderful news, thank you. Penis. Clown penis, dot fart. Hey Rosie, how you doing? Pretty impressive performance in court this morning. Sorry? Nothing, forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here. How did you get over there, Inspector? I refuse to believe you got over there. And there is nothing else of note in this room. Ah, the ill-fated teacups from which the two men drank on the ill-fated night. During their ill-fated heated literary debate, yes. Who's stronger, ill-fated Romeo or ill-fated Juliet? Sounds like it was quite a discussion. Now I think of it, I'm sure that the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison. That's fiction, Miss Susato. Let's hope it stays that way. What do you mean, they're lovers? I don't know, whatever. So it turns out Mr. Shamspeare wasn't eating the soap at all. That's right, the mystery of why he had it on a plate whilst holding a fork in his hand is solved. Yes, to prize his latest ice coin out of its mold. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap into at work, but it's been slow today. Oh, well that's good at least, not too busy as always. I don't know. There's a balance there, and I never know what end of it is better, what end of the spectrum is better. Certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. The sun never shines in this room thanks to that depressing bricked up window. Yeah, I prefer underwhelming to overwhelming as well. Yet, with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set some soap outside, can't you? Sounds like a very wise life lesson, Mrs. Susato. Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo. If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh. That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change. London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful too, then. Yeah, you could. You shouldn't eat it, but you could. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susato-san and I are going to make it to the spring. That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove. Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there. All that pee dripping out of Mr. Shamspeare, as you established in court this morning. Very large and obvious stain, isn't it? Mr. Shamspeare must have drank a whole lot of water to make that happen, I suppose. It's an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. This is some sort of makeshift stage, I think, isn't it? Where does the audience sit, though, for the nightly Shakespeare performances? Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office. What? Then you could practice your art every single day. I'll think about it, if you promise to don a beard and play the role of the judge. Well, if that would help you achieve your goal. This I have to see. Yeah, me too. You can't just not. Alright, Greggs. Are you looking for new clues, Inspector? On Lord Van Zeke's orders, yeah. Don't come back till you've got something. Don't come back till you've got something for me. He says. Oh dear, poor you. And what a very good Van Zeke's impression you do. Yeah, poor me. Because we've already searched every bleeding nook and cranny in this place. I don't know what he expects, to be honest. Thank goodness for warm chips, that's all I can say. Well, at least he's honest. Saw that already, so... Yeah, you do. I mean, you can't eat what's on the scene. Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there, and how did you get here? What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who had asked me to attend the scene? Hey, what are you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems. Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised? With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam. God, I love him. What's all this? All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Sherlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mr. Shamsphere's cup? Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on. There. Now spray the chemical indicator all about and all will be revealed. Spray? How do I do that? We'll press a space on the arrow. Okay. Click. What is that stuff? It's like fog. Suspension of the chemical indicator in a pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea. And you do. Go ahead, try it. Yeah. Oh, look, there are dozens of handprints here. Handprint identification, please. So there are a great many indeed, so much that it's hard to make out any individual one print, in fact. Ugh, there's a chill down my spine. Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired this picture? Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene, after all. Without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel. Where's Emma when you need her? Oh, she's here. She just looks like Sherlock Holmes. My god, this dude touched everything. What am I looking for? Okay, Yeah, I hope so, because I'm spraying it all over the damn place. Damn, dude look at that. Look at that trash-ass shirt and the bloomers. Ah, I guess, you know. Is there a specific area that I'm supposed to be clicking that I have not clicked on yet? Oh, okay, got it. Never mind. Oh, look at all this here. Ah, yes, interesting. The game Unpacking is coming out November 2nd. Now you want it now? What's that about? A multitude of victims' handprints. Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot? Oh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here. There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there? I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over. I think that's only something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes. Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we? We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say. The handprints on the floor there, and the handprints on the floor there, and on the wall by the picture, you mean? Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment. Ah! Well, she got up fast. Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped up. One of the... You mean... secret hiding place? Good work, Miss Susato. So what do we have in there? Oi, what are you lot doing? Inspector Gregson? Stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate you. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips whilst we dig around on the floor here. Your fancy thoughts put me off my food anyway, Sholmes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need. Wow, a secret hiding place under the floor. Oh, basically just unpacking and placing things whenever you like, under the pretense that you've just... Oh, I see. What a find. Not a hiding place you could make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw. I don't think I could lift a straw at the time. No, I know, but I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. Got me wondering about the wall over there too. Aren't you curious? Oh! I'll investigate it once. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall. How disappointing. But then, how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that. There you are, a print for you. The photograph of the handprints has been on the wall has been entered into the court record. Oh, thank you very much. His invention can make prints too? Now then, I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there. I'm desperate to know. So am I. Greggy. Allow me to ask Gregson now. Ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson! Really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. Wow, shot down. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give friendship a bad name. Dismal failure. Yes, I heard. Ugh, I told them it was after that floorboard. Alright then, fair's fair. What? You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in. Really, Inspector? Thank you. Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, is that he blows with the wind. Oh dear. Oh my. Tell me more about how Gregson blows, Sholmes. It's fickle with the weather. Oi, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there: a newspaper clipping, a photographic print. No, I think he meant with the wind. Like if the wind changes, so does Oh, yeah, I get you now. I see what you're putting down. That's a contender. That's a contender for a very long read message. Photographic print and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? Newspaper clipping? Looks like this was the paper about 3 months ago. About a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester. How terrible. Made the headlines down near London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first. Oh my goodness, he'd committed a capital offence? Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work. Into burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000. A hoard? Of treasure, you mean? Jewelry and the like, but he'd hidden it somewhere. And no one knows where. Now he's dead. Papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell. Or some such was the headline. I feel like he's not dead, and like one of the characters here is that person in disguise, like he fakes his death or something. I don't know. More likely is that they, one of them knows where the hoard is. Does it not strike you though? What? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor? Suppose now that you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork and we've got on Selden back to the yard and see if I can turn anything up. Sussy baka. Photographic print, let's see what we got. Oh, this is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me. Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garrideb, the landlord. Who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garrideb's son, perhaps? Perhaps. You can take that print if you like. Really? Are you sure? We can presume, therefore, that the yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is. Ah, is that true? Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you a lot, leaking information is one of my pastimes. It is for Gumshoe, can't you be more like him? My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. Oh my god, is that gonna... All the more reason I'm not telling you. Damn. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. And Mr. Shamspeare himself isn't in it. Unless he is. I don't know. No, I don't think so. Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garrideb was rather delighted to have been immortalized. Probably made a proud present of it. Hey, this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamspeare, give us a clue. Oh my god. I love this man. You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruto. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box. Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Yes, thin air. It's empty, rather like how I feel inside. Oh my. There's nothing more in this box then? I wonder. Meow, Waggy, how did you get in here? Oh, you're so cute. Oh my god. Oh look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name? Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call it, Wagai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. I wonder how he got in here. Clever. Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagai. Here's something delicious I bought for you from the cat's meat man. Oh, meow. Oh my god. Precious. So precious. The best character in the game, right there. He could be happier now, look. I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner, too. Baby. Oh, don't look at me like that. What's going on? Hello, friend. Meow. Oh, stretching. What's going on? We're gonna talk. Meow. That was a cheap little meow I got. Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever. I think he may not appreciate that after all. And we have an investigation to get back to. He's making bread. Aww. They can't be more. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Where did he come from? Are we just never going to... I think that's everything in here, honestly. Well, this is somehow going to be related to the haunted lodgings, I'm sure. Oh, is there nothing here? Let me at least check the other side, just in case something's changed. Nope. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh, wait, what is that? London's blanketed in fog. Again, the sky is covered in cloud. If you look carefully in the distance, you can just make out the Crystal Tower being built. Ah, the Crystal Tower, yes. The centerpiece of the great exhibition that's to open in 6 months' time, and somehow going to be the scene of the final case, I'm sure. Everyone's talking about the Great Exhibition of London at the moment, it seems, which is why it's going to happen in the 5th case. Well, it's said to be the largest event of its kind anywhere in the world, with technology and scientists from all over. Aww. So cute. Do you think visiting students from the Far East like us will be granted entry? The last great exhibition that was held in London had more than 6 million visitors, it seems. And this time the registrar determined to make it even bigger success to outdo the Paris exposition. I see. That's an incredible number of people. With so many people expected to attend, we should easily be able to slip in on the list. There's always the honest approach of buying tickets at the main entrance, Mr. Naruhodo. Gotta hurry up. It does rather look as though it would collapse even in the smallest earthquake, doesn't it? Isn't it supposed to be haunted as well? I think I might have a hunch that's why Soseki-san is such a hunched back. Does look kind of slanted. God, this guy should get a better house. I wish he could afford one. Let's go see Mr. Garrideb if he's here. Love this song too. Mr. Garrideb appears to be out. Oh well, suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Alright, Soseki-san. Oh, Mr. Natsume's back. So he is. Mr. Natsume, hello! I am a cat. Sorry? I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or Hairlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts, or trials, or Old Baileys. I am a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat. I am a cat. Yes, I'm only a cat. And I'm sitting here in a prison cell. Oh yes, I'm stuck in the... I don't know. In the city, and I wanna go back home. I don't know. Trying to. Naruto, he's trying to escape from reality. Trying to. He already has, completely. So, what is your name, then? As yet, I have no name. Mr. Naruto, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? I am not a cat. It worked. He's back in the real world. What's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that. It's obvious. My accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate. Mr. Natsume, no. This morning's proceedings in court proved that there's hope. Yes, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings, here, there, everywhere. What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes. Yes, we must. I love the song, too. I love... This game has such an incredible soundtrack. This morning's trial. In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No. Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today being in that courtroom was the most moving experience of my life, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're too kind. Scotland Yard have found the remaining tea just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a solemn, sworn Suzuki certainty. Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies. At the time, you were both completely fine. As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shakespeare then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. And it's Juliet Capulet with a steel chair! I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. That rotten Shakespeare, what have I ever done to him? You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently? I've been holed up in my room, immersed in book. I don't recall anything at all. Right. But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner. Let you know what, Mr. Natsume? About the soap, of course. What else? Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend? Of course I am. If I had money, I wouldn't have chosen to live in an accursed existence in such accursed lodgings. Oh, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you? Exactly, especially in the room that I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts the place and is trying to kill... Capital offender... Oh. Might I ask, Mr. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring some scores of super soft soaps. Alright, now I should present him the newspaper clipping. What's this? It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. Ah, so he knew, did he? Sorry? About this man, Selden. Convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings. What? He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another, a miserable mustached, much maligned Japanese man. Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. I can't wait to see what is the pun here. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. Can I look at the court record and actually read this article? Oh, he looks like olive green. Maybe they're related. The paints and everything. Doesn't she have an artist boyfriend? I'm sure this is going to come into play in the most ridiculous way possible. Truth is, I didn't know the details in. Selden man was arrested about a year ago now, and at the time he was hiding out in the lodgings at Mr. Garadep's house. You know, I wonder if that other guy is Selden. Who knows? What? He lived where you do now? That's right, yes. Exactly where I live now. In my very room. Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense? But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started, the curse. What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume? It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison, a man died in the room. The man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger. He was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. This door is locked from the inside. Who would do such a thing? Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So that's the convict's curse, is it? Yes, well, that was the start of it. Tell me more about the convict's curse, dude. Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? The official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Gas. I only found out after I'd signed the lease. When Mr. Garadev came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal. Lucky for Mr. Garadev, maybe. Not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. This poor guy. And now you believe this curse is affecting you? It is, at first. I just felt as though I was being watched. All the time. And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and try to suffocate me. So I'm struggling to breathe. I wake up, and then the room is as cold as ice. But why is your room so cold? London's winters are too cold to bear without any heating on overnight. For some reason, even though I light the stove before climbing to bed at night, pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. But that's terrible. That's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shamspeare last night when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident than can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the cause of all the strange happenings in Mr. Garadev's rooms. That's that. Wonder if he knows anything about, this. Doubt it, though. Oh. Okay. Alright, I think we've done all that. Let's see if Garadev is back, though. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garadev. Right, body business it is for me, you know. Getting out and about. Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance? Naturally. Fate of my lodging hanging in the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss. Fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes. Of course, the police has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings are some such... Well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on, don't you know? Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago. You were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened. Stopped at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. I see. So, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh? God, I love this song! Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bloody curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here, and the next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside on the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. Why next, eh? Well, can't help but get the collywobbles, can you? When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shamspeare was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Yes, well, so it is that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Oh, it sounds like the lap of luxury. Not so sure about that. Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either. But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here. Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things, in case there are any mishaps or such like. I think you've had your mishap already, sir. That's not helpful, Mr. Schultz. Heaven forgive me, the words just came to my lips. I mean, my lips can come to your lips if you want, sir. Oh. Oh, shit. I thought that was some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor chap with questionable character. There's no need for that, Mr. No need for that, Mr. Gitter. That's right, Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy. He is undeniably peculiar, however. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very same day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were. I don't think it was the room's background that he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. So, how long has Mr. Shamspeare been lodging under your roof? That failed actor chap, let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now, quite sure of it. Only 3 months. He's quite new here too, then. And what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrett, if I might ask? Well, it was that Selden scoundrel, as it happened. Selden? The convict, you mean? Do Selden and Shamspeare have some kind of connection? I feel like they do. That convict chap Selden passed away in the clink 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other. Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that tragedian showed his face. The actor fellow. Really? Yes, I remember it quite distinctly. 'Tis small, this world that we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspeare, do desire to take thy room on the middle floor, offered erewhile for rent. Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. Already have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor room's vacant, though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee. Those curls might be muffled in your ears. The room on the middle floor is taken. It's ground floor or nothing. Very well, we have an accord. Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar. Lo, a Shamspeare dance to celebrate! Lord Almighty. From what I heard in court today, sounds like the chap is stealing gas. He was 3 months in arrears with the rent too. Yes, the fellow was a bally player, all right. Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrett. We are most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe, put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. Longings for who? Me? Twilight King 4-2? I feel that. What's happened to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow. One of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then? Let's show him the picture. Sir Garrett, can I ask you to look at this photograph? Is that your son with you? Who's there? Who's with you there? No, not at all. He was a lodger there once. Duncan Ross was his name. Duncan Ross? A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot. Just for kicks, really. Was he by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsume? Yes, that's right. Ah, the mysterious gentleman who died in the room under mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of this first floor upstairs before that Japanese chap. Would you mind telling us a little more about him? Yes, Duncan Ross. Young chap was attending art school. Had to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor of the room, about a year ago after that criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. History of cheap rent, maybe, yes. Yes, well, his face just scrunched up a little bit. Yes, well anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. I hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to at the time. So sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. The smell of gas that alerted me it was. Oh yes, synonymous with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. Once we were inside, we all badly collapsed. Was the gas? Yes, room was full of it, no air at all. Stove must have gone out where the poor chap was sleeping in his bed. Mr. Ross suffocated to death. Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipe was so old and all that. I'll tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced over the house. But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsme says the same thing. That the stove goes out at night while he's asleep in bed. Well, that's the ballot curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now. No one's feeling defensive. I like Mr. Garadeb, honestly. Ah, that reminds me, actually. Yes. About young Duncan, the night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady. A love letter, you mean? Yes, where did I put it now? Ah, here it is, left it on my desk. You'll excuse me. Let me see now, what does it say? To my best beautiful and charming sweetheart, Olive, I bet. Do you really think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Miss Susato, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me. I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no. Sadly, didn't address it there. I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. See, that's gonna blame me. I know who that's for. But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. I think we should leave all alone. Yes, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing. However, there's a name attributed to them as most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once. My undying and love to you, my colorful darling Olive Green. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Ah! Olive Green, the one who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago. The victim of the last case Sasaki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just chance that her name's come out now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruhodo, whatever does this mean? Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Miss Suzato. Well, this ought to be good. Let's see if we can give that to Olive. Anything else here? Nope. Is she here? Mr. Naruhodo, I just finished speaking with the doctor. Even Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. This is good news, but hopefully just for... Ah! What is it? What is that she's doing? Miss Green! What's that, paint? What's that? She clearly just hit something behind her back. One moment. I'll be with you in a jiffy. Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor said I could be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing really. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright. I don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can't coax something out of her. Can I examine first? I want to see what's going on here. Alright, yep. Gentleman's effects only. Bottle of Miss Green just to drink. Yes, she looked rather preoccupied, didn't she? That's very bitter. I can't stand bitter medicine. I suppose that could be it. In fact, whenever a doctor prescribes me medicine for a number of days, I always take it all at once. Oh my god. No! Oh no! Well, if you have something to take, if you have to take something you don't like, it's best to get it all out of the way in one go, isn't it? Oh dear, and I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about at the moment. Look at that little achievement. Dude barely misses overdosing on his medicine. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Yes, I mean, thank you. Once people at the hospital stop, don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. Probably shouldn't stand around and chat. Certainly seem to be in the mood. Doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. I'll get her to talk. Wait, do we not have it? Why don't we have... Oh, I'll be back for you later. don't see anything here that would be important. Let's go back to Sholmes, I guess. I don't know. No, Hurley's not here. Hurley in Shamspeare's room again? No, Greggy's here, though. Nope. I thought for sure I was ahead of the curve there. Maybe Sholmes is not here? Nope. I think whatever I'm supposed to do is here, I just don't know. Oh, you know what? This might actually do it. Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh dear. Oh my god. Oh no, I'm so sorry the metal medicine fell out. Oh, Miss Green, are you alright? Well, that did it. I thought for sure I was supposed to print out the letter. I didn't even think about the... I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you like that. No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan, a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved? Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually. That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room, save money for the wedding. And that's what led him to Mr. Gyarados. Yes, he told me he'd found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. This poor girl! I feel so bad for her. She lost her boyfriend. She hates herself. She got... a knife fell into her back and stabbed her, and she got put in a coma for days. Oh my god. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green, she looks desperately sad. I'm starting to think that's just her look. Now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but... would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon. Oh, I'm so sorry, we didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be alright. Mr. Naruhodo. Surely you were not about to leave. That's quite out of the question. Mr. Sholmes, did the mouse just die? But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the... she was about to kill herself, wasn't she? Intently from the shadows at always. Make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this about? Something which occurs to me with some regularity, Miss Susato, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened, instead of preventing the case before it happens? That is what sets a great detective apart. You're not a precog, dude. What do you mean? There's a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. Let us avert disaster. Let's prevent this case from ever happening, with nothing but careful observation. Alright. All the clues you need are set before you. You need only one look and you cannot fail to see. You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo. I know you can. That mouse seems to be dead. Look, I didn't notice it there before, did you? I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle. But that's the bottle that Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived. You don't think. Oh, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of the scene. That of a tragedy about to take place. Yes, I think it's falling into place. Oh my god. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before was that spilled out on the floor. And the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. My god. Don't worry, I will attend to the mouse presently. Miss Green, are you intending to go the same way as that rodent? Take your own life. Ah. Once we'd left, you would have put it to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison. No! Miss Green, please talk to us. Definitely feels that this card must be relevant. When first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Charles believes was about to happen here. Especially this. Okay. Stop it. Suicide. 10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hasn't quite been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted. Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine? Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck this out while he wasn't looking. Conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains. I'm afraid I don't really know, but I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow. Oh please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison. Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no, oh it's all my fault. What have I done? I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection? No, none. Oh my god. This woman is hurting so badly. Neither the sender's name or address appear to be written on the envelope of this card. No way. How? It's a perfect fit. No way. Neither the sender's name or address appear to be written on the envelope or the card. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital here. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody about this letter or the reading. It is a matter of utmost importance. We know whose letter that... Wait a minute, the 17th of this month? That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road. And 5 p.m. is precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Salad, yes, the pub on the northern corner of Briar Road. Briar Road, being the street that Mr. Garrett's house is on. Does this mean that? Yes, I'm sure you've guessed that day when I was struck in the back with a knife. I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day. I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything. Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such painful memories for you. No, it's fine. Miss Green. Please, promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back. I'd had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. It might sound a little conceited, but, well, That's how this has made me feel. Oh my god, this poor girl. Oh my god, no. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Well, it would appear that we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today. Yes, it's late. And Mr. Naruhodo, did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think? Details about Mr. Shamspeare, Mr. Gerardov's lodgings, the convict Selden. There are many facets to the case, and we're yet to see through to the heart of it, I think. That's my feeling, anyway. I can't help but wondering about the results of the analysis. Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean? Yes. Will they have found strychnine in it or not? Well, I fear that either way. It will be hard to escape the grip of our friend Mr. Reaper. Oh dear. Yes, Barack Van Zeeks. But I wish you every success, of course, and though I was late to rise this morning. Tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial. Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come? Indeed, whatever happens, I shall be there. Assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning. Well, I think we've done all we can. What's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. It's it? Okay. London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people. But away from the razzle-dazzle, down back alleys and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk. Ozeki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here. And so I felt honor-bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow will be a new dawn for all of us. Wow, going into the trial. Well, y'all, I think I'm gonna take a quick intermission. You know, just to make sure I don't go too long without resting my voice, without you know, giving my voice a little break. So we'll pick up in like 10 minutes. Sound good? Cool. Catch y'all in a bit.